Normally I talk to corporate groups, but this is kind of special because this is a hobby and you enjoy the same hobby that I have. Normally I talk to corporate groups, you know, all in nice white shirts and ties. I don't see any white shirts and ties out there. I see a very mature audience, which is good. A lot of people here actually are alive and remember when I actually won the game 36 years ago, but that's good, that's good. Yeah, because some of these groups, everybody's so young, they weren't even alive when I won. That's horrible. So, since this is a little bit different than I would normally do, well, what I want to do is, I'm just going to start off with a few comments about what I do at modeling and the reason I'm here. And then I want to open it up to questions, and I'll answer questions. You can talk about the Olympics, talk about my family, talk about, you know, helicopters, whatever you want. I don't care. But first of all, why am I here? Well, about 3 Christmases ago, my son, Brandon, who's also, I'm a licensed pilot. I got almost 6,000 hours of flying time, airplanes, helicopters, jets, you name it. I've flown F-16s, F-18s. In fact, not too long ago, I just flew a MiG 15. And so I've flown just about everything. And about 3 Christmases ago, my son, who's also a pilot and a commercially rated helicopter pilot, he was at the hobby store and he sees one of these little RC helicopters and he thought, oh, wouldn't that be cute for Dad, you know? And so I open up my little Christmas package. I see this little package with an RC helicopter in it, and I thought, oh, isn't that cute? You know, so I thought, I wonder if it works, you know? So I charged up the little battery and I put it on the floor and I went, damn, this is tough. Hold it, you know, wait a second, this is not easy. Hold on, how does all this work, you know? And started figuring it out and everything, and you know, I got pretty good. I could fly it around the house after a while and, you know, fly it in between the doors and land it on people's heads, and I think I'm great, you know? And so I thought, well, I'll go to the hobby store and get some more batteries because I only had 1 battery and I kept recharging the stupid little thing. So I go to the hobby store and I walk in, Marty's Hobbies up in Thousand Oaks, and walked in and said, oh my God, they're bigger ones? And so I bought a bigger one, and that was kind of the beginning. I use the analogy, it was kind of like Bill Clinton. I didn't inhale. It was kind of the beginning of the addiction, okay? And so I bought a bigger one. I got out in the front lawn, and this is, you know, probably about this big, but man, that blade was spinning. I got that spin, was spinning up, and I'm thinking, damn, this thing's going fast. So I said, okay, can I take it off? So I take it off, and I got the tail facing me, and I move it out, move it in, keep the tail facing me left and right, and I got it going pretty good in the front lawn. I'm thinking, all right, I had done that a couple of times. I thought, you know what? With the other one, I could do a 360 and come back. So I thought, well, maybe I'll try a little 360 and come back. I started turning it, and that sucker just took off. Wham! Right across the front lawn, bam! Right into the tree, and I thought, you know what? I think I need to get the simulator. So, and start to learn how to do this. So I have really enjoyed myself. I've been doing it about 3 years now. I would say I'm kind of an advanced or a moderate okay guy. I mean, I fly with a lot of guys, good guys. Tim Jones, I don't know if Tim's here. I fly with Tim once in a while. He was supposed to come down here. Kyle Dahl, who's the current world champion, I've flown with him. And I'm kind of a very good intermediate guy. Do pyro flips and flip it up and then all that sort of stuff. So I've come a long way. But for me, the fun part is it's so challenging, and that's why I've just stuck with the helicopters because they are extremely challenging, and that's what I enjoy. I like learning skills, and so you know, I'm better than I was, not as good as I can be. But for me, it's a lot of fun. Now I have a small Air Force in the garage that my wife goes crazy over, but yeah, now I've got, actually I just built, it's got about 10 flights on it now. The Goblin 770 is my latest one with the big motor, 14 cells. It's a monster, but it's fun to fly. So let's open it up for some questions. Now you know why I'm here. Love the sport like all of you people. Right there.
My question is, you fly helicopters. When are you going to start airplanes?
Helicopters. When do I start airplanes? You know what? Helicopters take up all my time. If I start something else, I'm in trouble. I like the helicopters, I mean the airplanes. When I was a little kid, you know, I had the old string thing, you know, and I had a little motor on it, and I crashed that sucker, but kept putting it back together, and you know, but that was a long time ago, and that's about all they had back then. And so I've just stuck with the helicopters just because they're so challenging to do. You know, I'm so much better than what I was, and I got so much farther to go, and I fly with some really good guys that really inspire you to, you know, keep working on it. And so for me, that's the real challenge right now. I don't need any more addictions, okay? I'm doing fine on my own. Now, how much does it cost to get proficient? It depends. You can learn and be proficient in this thing. It doesn't cost that much. Over the last 3.5 years I've been doing this, technology, the smaller aircraft, the inexpensive aircraft, have really, for helicopters, has been amazing. I mean, you see some of the small ones you can buy for $200. They invert it, they fly all over, they can do everything they want, you know, everything you want them to do. The simulator is, you have to have it for the helicopters, or you're going to be crashing all the time. There's just no way you can do it without the simulator to learn how to do all the maneuvers, because it's extraordinarily complicated. Like, I'm just at the point with my pyro flips that I can actually, my mind can work in conjunction with my hands, watching the helicopter, where the tail is, how I'm spinning the stick, you know, stirring the stick, all that stuff. And that's taken months and months and months of work. But as long as you have the simulator to be able to learn it, not that much. And the small helicopters, inexpensive helicopters, are doing phenomenal stuff nowadays. You don't have to get into the real big stuff, real, you know, powerful stuff. That's way down the line, you know. So you can do it pretty cheaply. Yes, in the back. Race cars for 10 years. Hearing's going.
Can you tell me about your MiG-15 flight experience?
I've been very fortunate to be able to fly a lot of stuff. I have flown the F-16, was at 1.3 Mach at 100 feet, and pulled it straight vertical. Oh, God! Got to 22,000 feet in about 15 seconds. That's quite a ride. The MiG-15 was, I liked it because I love history. And I'm sitting in this thing, and the 15 does have dual controls. Or when you get to the 17, it's a single-seater. But the MiG-15 is dual controls. So I had controls in the back so I could fly it. And flying with this very experienced guy, obviously this guy owns the helicopter, or the MiG. And, but it's just history. You know, you're sitting there thinking, you know, hey, some Soviet guy or some Chinese guy was sitting in this thing learning how to fly. And to me, that's what I love about it. Well, we just did basic stuff. So we did loops and rolls and all sorts of basic stuff with the thing, and, you know, pulled some G's on it. So, yeah, to be honest with you, I had ultralights. I was talking with a guy here earlier. I had ultralights for years. The most fun flying I ever did, I had a home in Lake Tahoe. An ultralight with pontoons on Lake Tahoe. It was like, no matter what you've ever flown in life, that was just the most fun flying. You know, you got 22 miles of runway, 12 miles wide, beautiful morning, no wind, take that thing off, go 10 feet off the ground, fly all around the whole lake, and it was just like the most fun flying I ever had. Besides, I had a Pitts. I flew about 300 hours on a Pitts and an S2B, and that was a lot of fun. I mean, I had a lot of fun doing aerobatics and all that kind of good stuff. So I had a lot of experience in different types of stuff. The Pitts was a lot of fun. Scare the hell out of you sometimes, but especially when you're sitting in it. Yeah, point it one way and it goes another. You said, I did something wrong there, but better correct it. Yes. Any event in my life that was as a highlight as winning a gold medal? Absolutely not. No, I'm just kidding. Watching kids move out of my house. Okay, those were highlights. Highlights in my life. No, to be honest with the question, the games in 1976 were obviously a tremendous experience to go through. I worked for 12 years of my life. I trained 6 to 8 hours a day, every day, 365 days out of the year. That's all I did. I mean, I worked at it. I got to the games. I was the world record holder. I was favored to win, but it was my last meet of my life. I won. It was more of the most satisfying. I wasn't shocked that I won because I was planning on it. Nobody had beaten me in 3 years. But the pure satisfaction I had of working at something so hard and being able to, on that day in 1976, on the 29th and 30th of July, I was the best I could possibly be. Take on the world physically, kick their butt, you know? That's a very powerful feeling. But then it was over. I retired that day also. And I mean, I cried when it was over. It was devastating, you know? Like, what do I do tomorrow? I don't have to train. I don't have a job, and I don't have to train. What the heck am I going to do now? I have been very blessed in my life that I've had a lot of kids, great families, smart kids. By far the most rewarding thing is watching your kids grow up, teaching them the lessons that you have in life, being a good example for them. That's extremely important, and that's what life's all about. That's the most rewarding thing in life. I have been blessed that all my kids are doing well. Haven't had any major, well, we've had a few problems, but they're all good, moral people. They all work very hard. They all have great work ethics. They've all been very well. Every kid, not just the ones you see on TV. I got 10 of them. There's only, you know, like mainly 3 of them on TV. That they're all, you know, really great kids. And so by far that's my greatest trophy. That's better than any gold medal. You know why you win Olympic gold medals? This is why you win Olympic gold medals. Year 2000. Now, I got nothing in my house. I don't keep a picture of the games. I don't keep the medal goes away. I don't see it for 15, 20 years sometimes, it seems like. In the year 2000, my girls were very small. They were like 5 and 6, my 2 daughters, Kendall and Kylie. And we're sitting all by ourselves, and I got one little, you know, like 4 or 5-year-old over here, another 5 or 6-year-old one over here. And we're watching the Sydney Games, and going on in Sydney, Australia, 2000 Games. And they had an Olympic, they had the ceremony going on, and the American flag's going on. They're giving out gold medals, you know, it's really cool. And so I, you know, hit one of them and go, you know, your dad's got one of those medals upstairs, you know? And they go, no. I said, yeah, you know? I said, yeah, I got, oh, let's go get it. So anyway, we go upstairs, we open up the safe, we take the medal out, okay? Now, my 2 little girls are going like, oh, wow, this is so cool, you know? Now, every night, okay, I got to go down, and they want to watch the games and wear the medal at the same time. Okay, now, but I got 2 little girls, okay? So here's my dilemma. That's why Michael Phelps really ticks me off. This guy gets a medal in every event he goes in, okay? I had to go into 10 events to get 1 lousy medal, you know? And so, you know, Michael Phelps gets one at every event he goes into, so I only got 1 medal. And I got 2 little girls. What do you do? So I figured it out. I just go with the commercials. On every commercial break, which there's a lot of them, medal comes off here, goes over here, goes down over there. So that's, and show and tell, it's great for show and tell. Yeah, great for show and tell. But that's why you win medals, you know. Over here, he got the mic.
Mr. Jenner, first I just want to say it's an honor to speak with you. I was watching the games when I was 7 years old, and you were really a big inspiration.
Congratulations, you were old enough to see the games. That's good, I like that.
And also just wanted to thank you for bringing model aviation to the forefront through the show. I mean, obviously through your show, it gets people exposed to it. And over the years, you don't get a lot of media coverage for radio control or model aviation in general.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Well,
do you think that Hollywood and the media just, is it something that about our hobby that doesn't seem to appeal to the mainstream?
What does the media know? They don't know nothing, you know? Yeah, every star you see, me and my wife are getting divorced and this and that. We're doing great, you know? They're talking about the divorce is getting nasty now. Nasty, honey, we're not even getting divorced and it's getting nasty. So you can't believe any of that sort of stuff. No, I have a good time. I like to try to help the, you know, I don't think, especially in my case, helicopters, people do not realize what it's all about, you know? They think, you know, they see the guy in the mall, and he goes, you know, and they think that you go out there every day and, like, hover your little helicopter right here, you know? And they have no idea what you actually go out to do. Look at the guys, Roman, and the guys are here. Little pyro flip, okay, where's Sergio? There's Sergio back there. It's about time you guys got here. See, this is where I wear a pyro flip. Sergio back there. My Lebanon friend opened up his own pyro flip helicopter store, and that's where we go to get all our in Van Nuys, and that's where we go to get all our heli work done. But anyway, good bunch of guys there. I just keep trying to convince him he needs a latte machine in there. You know? Don't you think so? Don't you think that'd be good? With a TV so you can watch football, a little lattes. Maybe if we really start doing better, get a keg, put it in there. But for right now, it's great. But anyway, these are all my buddies, all my flying buddies. But no, especially RC helicopters, people don't realize what it's all about, and how difficult it is, and how much work it takes, and the skill level. You know, Sergio, phenomenal pilot. You know, really inspire you. Tim Jones, I don't know if he's made it down yet. He's coming down today. You know, phenomenal guys, what they're able to do with the helicopter. So it's really inspiring. People don't realize that actually this is like a sport. It's not just, you know, sitting there in the mall hovering a helicopter. So I'm glad to get that word out. And next season I like to do some more stuff. Every year I like to do a little something with it. You know.
You go on a speaking tour, do you take your helicopter or your simulator with you?
I have taken my simulator with me on a little laptop. I have done that. That's pretty sad. But if I got a couple of day trip and I got a lot of downtime, I know I do take it. Now, every time you go through, because I don't want to check it on, I got to take it through. Every time you take it through security, they kind of get a little upset. You know, what's this? But I'm always able to talk them out of it and take it. But yes, I do enjoy that. Any other tough and probing questions? Right here. The question is, did I have to take back in the old days when I was training, that I was on a special diet or training and all that kind of stuff? I ate my Wheaties. Five years of doing those commercials, okay? I ate my Wheaties. Actually, I'm back on the box. This last year, I was on the box again. It was kind of fun. Because now my kids, who were not even alive when I was on the box, now my kids, when they go down to the grocery store, they did, for the last games last summer, they did 3 retro boxes. Mine, Mary Lou Retton, and Muhammad Ali's. So I was very honored to be back on the good old box. Out of anything I did, actually, my Wheaties, you know, it's kind of amazing. In 1976, although it was the highest rated Olympic Games of all time, for a lot of reasons, but it was the highest rated Olympic Games of all time. How I was only in the stadium for 48 hours, you know. I was in there, I was able to win, but because of the power of television, and I always tell General Mills, I still do some work for him, that for the next, 5 years, they took that performance and crammed it down the throat of American people, you know, that commercial with the thing up, and they really helped promote what I did, because I was really only in the stadium for 48 hours, and it was over with. But they kept that going, and so I was always been indebted to General Mills. It was one of the best associations I ever had throughout the years. And yeah, right there. Uh-oh, an AMA guy.
Being a runner, I was wondering if you still do a lot of running.
Ah, do I still do a lot of running? No. No, I did the running thing back then. Once the games are over with, I never ran again after that. I ran so much and trained so hard. I would run 70-mile weeks in the off season, enormous amount of training. I mean, I trained 68 hours a day. Once it was over with, I was kind of burnt out on running. I got into other things. There's other ways to get cardiovascular shape. And what I got into was primarily mountain biking. I have been mountain biking for over 30 years. Still do it now. Not as hard as I used to do it. Got the old right knee kind of going. And I got to be a little careful. Certainly couldn't run on the pounding on it. But I've just got into mountain biking. I've always really enjoyed that. And because it was different. It was not the running thing, you know. And I live out in Malibu, and I go right out of my house and go up into the mountains, and, you know, it was just great riding. It was, you know, all the fire roads back there. And so that's really what I got into. I do that for cardiovascular strength. And today, I really don't do much lifting, just the biking, and chase that little white ball. Right there, baby. Keep it square at the target, you know, and boom, you know, it's a tough one. I work on my golf game pretty hard. My normal day, if I'm not working, I get to the field about 7:30, 8 o'clock, fly for an hour and a half, usually 6, 8, sometimes 10 flights. I'm back to the house by 10:30-ish. By 11:30, I hit the golf course until about 3, and then I come home, get what I have to do, that my wife tells me I have to do, the rest of the day, have dinner, go back and go do it all over again. Those are the days I'm not working. Yeah.
Have you rode the Colorado Rockies?
No, I've been to Moab, not the Rockies. Where else have I gone, which is fun? I used to go to Catalina all the time and ride in Catalina. That's fun. I have a plane and take it out there and go ride out there. But no, most of my stuff's around the Malibu area, those hills. I know every trail up there. Every trail up there. Oh, no, don't give him the mic. Don't give Roman the mic. Okay, what? Yeah.
A question for you, Bruce. We were wondering when you're taking us golfing.
When am I taking my boys golfing? I have offered to take you guys golfing, and nobody will go with me. Especially Sergio, I want that because he kicks my butt flying helicopters so bad that I want to get him on the golf course and just, humble the man. You got to stay humble in life. That's what it's all about, right? That's what it's all about. Gas or nitro? I started out, it's amazing, just in the last 3 years, how many things have changed. When I started out, pretty much they were all nitros with fly bars. And then the whole, electronics came into it. I'm a big V-bar guy, and I have all my helicopters now. But no, right now I have only one nitro left. But it's an Align 700 that I've had for actually quite a long time, but I've constantly upgraded it. But I got the YS 120 motor on it, the big one. I had Big Tim Jones, who did all the development on the motor, come out and tune it up for me, make sure it's going good, and it is still a great helicopter. I mean, it's one of the more fun ones to fly. Plus, it keeps the mosquitoes down. You gotta be able to do it. It kind of clears the place out. But you gotta keep one electric. But I have, two 600s and a line and a logo, and two 700s, one electric, one nitro, two Goblins, 700 and a 770 now. The only one is the one nitro left. Yeah. I used to have all nitros. Now they're slowly. Battery technology has really changed the sport. Or you can get good 4 minutes, 45 seconds flight time with a lot of horsepower. You don't have to clean them. Yeah, the cleaning process. Oh, God, where's my daughters? I get that all the time. Actually, Kim, I don't know where she is today. I got to go online and find out where she is today. It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad. I had to get an iPhone just so I could go to Instagram so I could follow what they're doing. You always want to know what your kids are posting there. But anyway, I want to thank you guys. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks for listening to my jokes and all that kind of stuff. But it's been a pleasure. Keep working on your flying. Build some great aircraft, and we'll be out there hopefully trying to continue to support this. So thank you very much.
Bruce, before you run off, on behalf of the AMA, they wanted to present you with a nice AMA shirt, and they have a bag of goodies for you over here in the green bag. Once again,
Goodie bag.
thank you so much for joining.
you.
Another round of applause for our favorite
Thank you.
guy.